Wednesday. Mac, have a seat. I've never met Mac before. Good to see you, my friend. Have a seat. So the linebacker, you actually live up to the linebacker expectations, right? You got the size, you got the good handshake grip, and you got the deal with Lenore Ryan going.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how that came about.
It was kind of out of the blue. They contacted me sometime in the summer, and then I went up to a game, didn't really hear back from them, and then they started, once like the recruiting process really started, and like after the season they contacted me a lot. Went up there for a visit, and I liked it a lot.
And what do you see in the future at Lenore Ryan? How do you see all this taking place? You go there, I guess, sometime toward the end of next summer. What's the time frame like going in there, and how do you see your career developing there?
I don't know yet, because I don't know where I stand against the other linebackers there, but as far as I know, I'll probably be redshirted. Not necessarily to gain weight because I'm already there at that level, but just to improve my skills and then adjust to college life.
Gotcha. How much do you weigh, about 215?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a little more, maybe to 225, you're going to get pitching the cement. Heaven forbid I would say this, but you're going to be in the John Spain level. How about the John? That's not too bad of a goal to have, is it?
That's a great goal.
Man, I love that guy. That guy was just a great player.
Yeah.
Did you watch him back when you were younger? Watch him back in the day?
No, I actually didn't live in Greensboro back then.
So you moved in here later after Spain was already toward Elon?
Yeah.
But you've heard, and probably
heard definitely. I've seen him at Page working out a couple times.
Gotcha. That guy's a machine, man. No doubt about it. Where were you living at before you came into Greensboro?
Charlotte.
Any big-time football teams down there you might have been with instead of the Pirates? Who had you been playing for down there, maybe?
Huff.
Oh, yeah. Cornelius Huff. Not bad at all. Did you ever, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you now. What about Luke May? Did you ever know Luke?
Yeah, I went to middle school with him, and elementary school, too.
He was a big-time basketball player. Not too shabby at all.
He was a man compared to all of us.
Yeah, he didn't play football like his dad. I think his dad was a big-time football player, Mark May, back in the day.
He played quarterback in middle school, and then, I don't know, he changed a lot, but now I know he's playing basketball.
How did you become the football player you are now and getting this chance to go to Lenore Ryan? How did you pull that off?
I've always loved the sport, and I've always just played it, and played it. No, dedication. I just always just played it for fun, and then I got really good at it, so I kept going at it.
Were you kind of most of the way through kind of playing it for fun, all of a sudden you realize maybe time to get serious and maybe something more to this than I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did that light go off in your head? When did you start to get to that point of realization?
I'd say after sophomore year when I gained a bunch of weight and height, and I realized I could do what I wanted on the field.
How are you better known as Joseph Hild or Joseph Mac Hild or Mac Hild?
Mac Hild.
Mac is best, huh?
Yeah.
Who did you learn the most from over at Page as far as your linebacking skills? Where did you pick all those skills? How to be a coach at Page kind of instilled that ability in you and pushed you and drove you and said, Mac, you're not doing it hard enough, man. You can do it harder, do it better, and you may get something out of this. Who was that coach?
Definitely Coach Weeks. He's been my linebacker coach my whole career there.
Coach Norman Weeks.
Yes, sir.
I often call him when I see him. I like to call him Coach Norman Schwarzkopf, the former general of our U.S. Army, Coach Schwartz. But he's a good man.
Yeah, definitely.
And looking at the Page background, the Page experience, has it been all you hoped it would be and a little more as far as that goes?
I just moved here for 9th grade year. Didn't really expect much. Then I started playing football, and then I started really liking it.
Did you get a chance to rub any elbows with James Summers before he had left out, or was he already gone by the time you got in?
He was there my freshman year, and I watched him play games.
So you got to play those games, watch those games then, right? Did you get to go to the games when they played Butler and those games like that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Those were crazy nights. Butler and Mallard Creek. I'll never forget those two games as long as I live. The Ferguson brothers from Butler. Riley Ferguson and his brother, those two guys. His brother's a wide receiver. Then you got Mallard Creek coming in. I mean, when Page beat those guys, I mean, that was just livid football land back in those days.
Yeah, that season was crazy.
What about your buddy Dominic Britt? I see Dominic, he's going to Lenore Ryan also?
Yes, sir.
Be kind of good to have a Page Pirate fellow teammate up there as well.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
How did his deal work out? Have you heard anything about Tim? Is he looking to be a quarterback there, another position there? Any idea?
He's going there as an athlete, but I'm almost positive he's going to play defensive back.
Mm-hmm. That'll work out pretty well. Page just has some good defensive backs going down the road, too, over the years. How about our big man, Mr. Newman, a Page graduate back in his day? Big John Newman, back in the day, played on the football championship team, played on the basketball championship. It's kind of good to be around those Page alumni, right?
Yeah.
What got you to the level you're at today? We talked about Coach Weeks driving. What got you to the level you're at right now? Get ready to go to Lenore Ryan. What kind of push got you there?
Honestly, I did it for fun. There was no one pushing me. I just did it because I liked it.
Did a lot of the improvement come in the weight room, on the field, that type of thing?
Definitely. I've always worked out a ton in my life. I started doing CrossFit last year, which actually helped me a lot in gaining weight and doing.
Was the CrossFit, does that involve any of the tires and all that crazy stuff?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Man, that's an interesting. I've seen some of those workouts. That's bound to push you hard there.
Yeah.
Did you combine the CrossFit with your work you're already doing at Page to go with that too?
Yeah. It's just mainly just competition. It's he gets to thrive off competition.
Did you get involved in that CrossFit competition there too?
No.
I know some of those
I
guys.
never was at that level.
Some of those guys they're competing like on national levels on these different events they get involved in. Where's your CrossFit training facility here in town? I know they used to have one over off Battleground back in there somewhere. Where do you train at for CrossFit here?
I usually go to the one off Norwalk by the Mercedes dealership.
Gotcha. I've heard about that one too. That one too as well. The recruiting process. What was that like for you?
It was weird. I don't really know how to explain it yet. Mostly came from setting up a huddle account and just getting that out to coaches and responses, and then going to summer camps, things like that.
So you started out with the huddle account, and the coaches they follow that stuff pretty closely, I'm sure. What camps did you go to this past summer?
All the local ones, State, Duke, Carolina, and then a couple random ones, Purdue because they reached out to me, and then I went down to Miami, and then Elon. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to any kind of camp or any kind of combine with Lenore Ryan? Did that happen there?
No, they actually don't have one because they're D2. We had one on our official visit where they trained us and worked us out just to see how we were.
Mm-hmm. Are you impressed with their program up there right now, Lenore Ryan?
Definitely. It seems like a program for success in like all aspects.
What was their season like this past year? Any idea what they did, how they finished this past season?
Yeah, they were undefeated and went to this second round of the playoffs and lost to the eventual champions, and the year before that they went to the national championship.
You gotta feel good about where you're going in. That's some good stuff. That's
They're
a
really
good
good
level. Because I've been hearing the past couple years how they were getting better and better, and that's at the D2 level, right?
Yeah.
Same level as the Winston-Salem State Rams,
Yes,
I guess.
sir.
That's interesting. So Matt Hild is with us. Joseph Matt Hild from Page. Came down to Lenore Ryan, and who else? Who else was on that toss-up tour? You're making that decision about where you're going to go. Who else was in it with Lenore Ryan?
It's between them, Butler, Hampton, Sydney, and Holy Cross, kind of.
Yeah, so Lenore Ryan, that's one of the bigger level schools, I guess, among those different teams you looked at.
Right.
There. If you hit Hampton Sydney, you're probably into the D3 level there.
Yes, sir.
And maybe going up against Guilford College. Who does Lenore Ryan? Who are some of the teams on their schedule you can share with us? Any teams you know there?
I know they play Catawba, Carson Newman, Valdosta State, Concord.
Gotcha. I think at one time, I'd have to go back and look him up. There was a Page player at Concord at one time, too.
Yeah, Sean Workander.
There you go, Big Sean, strong guy. He was in that championship team play. He played a very good role in that title game at fullback, I think, that day.
Yes, sir.
Solid. So that's some very good. Valdosta State's another team at that D2 level. I mean, they're there among the top teams every year. So Lenore Ryan will be it for Matt Hild, headed that way. Last summer, the journey it took you around, you guys were going everywhere, I guess, last summer.
Yeah.
You kept the road hot.
Yes, sir.
Where were all these destinations you and your dad were making along the way?
We just basically went to the camps that coaches reached out to us and want us to visit, just to feel it out how we liked it and just show my ability.
How did the senior season go for you at Page? Kind of get your thoughts on that.
My season went pretty well, I thought, but as a team as a whole, it didn't go so great.
Didn't go as you had hoped it would.
No, not at all.
But were you able to make the all-conference and some of those teams as well?
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff. How about getting any team awards? You've had the banquet already? And
Yes, sir.
What'd you pick up there? Pick up any awards there?
We didn't have any selective awards. We mostly just have the team as a whole. We stayed at that, but that's what Coach G instills.
Gotcha. So we got Dominic Britt going to Lenore Ryan. Any other? Fill us in on this. Any other Page guys sign yesterday or get involved yesterday going to the colleges beside you and Dominic Britt? And is anybody else maybe on the horizon, maybe looking to go somewhere else?
Chris Mosley is going to Mars Hill.
Gotcha.
And then DeAndre Overton for the 2016 class can go pretty much wherever.
What is that guy like? You're playing some linebacker. Maybe you get a chance to cover him when he comes to the middle, maybe in practice at his routes. What's this? Because all we're hearing so much about DeAndre Overton these days. This guy's really busted and hit the scene hard. What's it like with him?
I don't know. He's just a natural athlete. He's just good.
Do you think it's the height, or is it the skill he has to go with that package, with that height?
Height, first of all, just for that, and add on the skill, then he can go wherever he wants.
What was the most satisfying part of the high school career for you?
I guess just being with the team and having that chemistry and almost like a brotherhood to build off of, along with school.
When you lined up at linebacker for Page this past season, who were your fellow linebackers? Guys you probably rubbed elbows with and worked out with every day. Guys you probably never forget the rest of your life. Who were those guys?
Well, they changed it up. Last year it was Chance Manus. Me and him played. This year it was between Stanford Shell, Alex. I don't know his last name. He's a sophomore, but he'll be really good. I mean, a freshman, actually. He'll be really good next year, and he'll start. And mainly those guys.
What was like Mr. Shell? I know he suffered a bit of an injury at one stage during the season. What's it like playing with that guy? He probably never says anything. He's probably real quiet, isn't he, out there on the field?
Oh, no. Stanford talks a lot. He's I don't know. He's gonna be. I always say he's gonna be a president. He's just that kid.
He's a heck of a kid, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. I mean, Paige, look at it. He's probably, I would say, in the top 10 in the class.
Oh
Academically,
yeah,
I think.
definitely. I was gonna say I think he's still up for the Moorhead at Carolina.
So that's where he hopes to attend at North Carolina one day.
I think so.
Lenore Rhino from Matt Hild. Looking forward to going to Lenore Rhino, going up at Hickory, North Carolina. So you went up to the campus. How many times you visited up there before you actually decided we're going to go there? How many visits did you make?
I went up there for a game, and then my official visit so too.
Who'd they play when you went? Do you remember?
Catawba.
Oh, did they win that one? I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
God, solid stuff. They didn't say they only lost just a few games this past year. Lenore
Yeah.
Rhino. How do you see Paige in the future? Paige's future bright? You're leaving a
I think
team
so.
at Paige? Yeah.
I mean, it's like we have the pieces of the puzzles there. We just have to use them. It's not like we're missing. Like we don't have the players to be good. We just need it.
Haven't seen him play a lot though, but the Will Jones kid, he's
Yeah.
going to have the ball in his hands in the future. Future bright with him back there, I
He
guess.
definitely should. He could handle his own last year. He led the team in conference with like 4 games, and I think there was. I don't know. He should have had the ball more last year.
Yeah, he should have put it in his hands a few more times. What about now the future also? I did a little research on this. Jalen Gavin, you remember Jalen when he
Yes,
was
sir.
there? Outstanding athlete. Actually, he's got a little brother that's coming up in the future too. Maybe the Page could be maybe one of those stars down the road as well.
Yes, sir.
What about Jalen? He was a pretty competitive kid back in his day, going against him in practice back those days.
Yeah, he was ridiculous. He could always do whatever he wanted with the football, catch whatever he wanted. Now he's going to ECU. I think he changed.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think he's headed from Wingate to ECU, and then James Summers will be at ECU
Yes,
as
sir.
well. Do you think that recruiting process, all that was fair from your evaluation, going through the whole routine, the whole recruiting
Definitely.
process?
Yeah.
And who helped you along the way? Did your dad get involved? Family get involved? Was it kind of just up to you and the huddle and the coaches contacting you to get there?
I'd say it's me and my dad mostly through huddle and just reaching out and emailing coaches my film.
What do you think the future holds for you academic-wise when you go into Lenore Rhino? What do you look to study down the road?
I don't really know yet. Probably something along the lines of business of some sort.
And you think about Lenore Rhino, you think about Page. Are they similar in any ways there as far as the way they play the game? Do you see a similarity between the two programs, the way they run it, or is it just totally different when you
It's
get up there?
totally different. Their defense is unique of its own. I think he used to coach at Oregon State. He said only Oregon State and one other college running. It's almost like you can do whatever. All players move. It's not a standard defense. Like their offense is like a fullback-based offense with 3 down linemen, almost like an Army offense.
Interesting. Fullback-based offense. And don't see that too much anymore then.
No.
They're having some success, I guess, taking plays and kind of an offense out of the passing up there.
Yes, sir.
But you'll be lining at linebacker. You feel pretty certain about that.
Yes, sir.
What do you say the strength of your game is, what you do at linebacker?
I don't really know. I'm probably side to side, just getting where I need to be to get the tackles.
Those lateral movements you
Yes,
got to
sir.
make. Did you have some defensive linemen up front you played with this year? You might want to give a shout out to from the Page team. It kind of helped you because oftentimes the linebacker is able to do his job more efficiently if those guys up front are doing their jobs.
Yes, sir. Well, that'd be like Elijah Darasuba, Nate Wicker, Kendrick Miller, and Josiah Johnson, which are almost like linebacker hybrids and playing on the line.
Any of those guys returning next year, or most of those guys moving on?
Elijah Darasuba's returning, Nate Wicker's and Nate Wicker's returning.
If you had to tell a kid who's looking to go to college down the road, trying to get this football process, this recruiting deal going, what kind of advice would you give to somebody getting ready to go into this thing?
I'd just say try your hardest in every aspect. There's a lot of things you can't control, but if you do your best at what you can, then you're going to get what you put into it, I guess.
And the Lenore Rhino thing is definitely the right route for you for the future then.
Yes, sir.
Mac, it's good having you with us tonight. Shane's Radio Chat for a Thursday, a little football in focus on the basketball in focus night. Looking ahead, you say when you get to Lenore Rhino, the academics you're going to be involved with, the future academic, what kind of profession you might want to go into down the road? What type of work?
I would say business. That's what my dad does, probably entrepreneurship, start my own business so I can lead my own life.
If you had to do it over again, you say everything, you do it the same exact way.
Yeah, definitely.
No changes along the way then. Well, Matt, good to have you with us. Shane's Radio Chat for a Thursday. Hope you get your meal, and good luck at Lenore Rhino.
Thank you.